time at Kurgan. Fans, please direct your attention to the UCCU video board.
It is a sunshiny day in Orem, Utah, not a cloud in the sky. We welcome you into UCCU Ballpark. I am Jordan Bianucci alongside my partner Ryan Pickens. Utah Valley and Sacramento State getting set for the rubber match of this series, the last conference game, or rather conference home game, that is, for the Wolverines. They are prepared to take the field. Walker Ramsey getting the start out there, and with that, I will send it over to Ryan with the lineups.
All right, let's take a look at the lineups first for the visiting Sacramento State Hornets, who come in with a record of 31-19. They're 16-7 in the WAC. Currently, I believe, a game back New Mexico State for first. Leading off will be left fielder Matt Smith. Dawson Baucho, the catcher, hits in the 2 spot. Keith Torres, the shortstop, hitting third. Steven Moreto, the third baseman, hits cleanup. Martin Vincelli Samar, the DH, hitting 5th. Ryan Wallstead, the first baseman, will hit 6th. Dylan McPhillips, the second baseman, hitting 7th. Aaron Zeidman in right field hitting 8th. And then Bronson Grubbs, the center fielder, will bat 9th. Defensively for Utah Valley in the outfield, Ryan Eastburn in left, Michael Beltran in center. In right field will be Alexander Marco. On the infield, Paul Estrada will be back at third base this afternoon. Trevor Howell at short. Cody Hall over at second base with Cade Polson at first. Skylar Davis makes his first start of the year behind the plate, replacing Drew Sims. And Walker Ramsey will make the start for Utah Valley. Ramsey 0-6, making his 13th start of the year. He's gone 49 2/3 innings for Utah Valley this year. Has walked 37 hitters, struck out 28. Opponents hitting .353 off the right-hander. However, there's been a couple of bright spots this year for Walker Ramsey, in which that record has not aided Walker Ramsey as much as it definitely looks like. He's pitched a little bit better than that record indicates. But the biggest outing is that outing against Grand Canyon back on March 31st, where he went 7 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs, only 2 which were earned. But Walker Ramsey trying to see if he can work through it. The last couple of weekends, Jordan has had tough outings, both on the road. But when he's been at home, he's at times pitched better than he has on the road for sure.
He has those inflated numbers. He is coming off a rough outing at California Baptist, in which he went 2 2/3 innings and gave up 6 runs, 4 of which were earned. So the last home start for the senior, he will look to make a good memory here at UCCU Ballpark. We are just about ready to get underway. We welcome you in on the WAC Digital Network. Jordan Bianucci alongside Ryan Pickens. Ramsey is ready to go. Smith steps in. The first pitch of the ball game is a curveball called for strike 1 at the knees. First pitch at 12:01 local time. The game time temperature 65 degrees. A perfect day. Smith takes a fastball on the outside corner at 87 miles an hour for strike 2. Smith has had a great series. Matt Smith is 4 for 8 with 2 RBIs. The 0-2 pitch, a swing and a roller on the third base side, a breaking ball that Smith had to lunge at and just got a piece of, and the count remains at 0-2. Smith, the junior, hitting .328. He is the only Hornet in the lineup today hitting over .300. 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. Smith came up with an RBI single in that big 6th inning yesterday, in which the Hornets scored 5 runs. They took the lead over Utah Valley, and they did not relinquish it. They ultimately won that ball game 5-4, as this one misses high and away. It's 1-2 to Smith. Ramsey working quickly. Here it comes. A curveball hangs up there, but he pops it up down the right field line in foul territory, giving chase, and diving is Marco, but he can't come up with it. A valiant effort. He dove near that bullpen pitcher's mound, but it was just out of the reach of Hall and Polson giving chase as well. And the count remains at 1-2 strikes. Utah Valley, a record of 12-36, 8-15 in conference play. Sacramento State, 31-19, 16-7 in WACtion. The 1-2 from Ramsey. Curveball, line foul down the left field line. So we've seen early in this at-bat, Ramsey throwing a lot of breaking balls. Skylar Davis getting the start behind home plate this afternoon, giving Sims, who is banged up, a rest. The 1-2 pitch, fastball, just off the outside corner. That's a pretty good pitch from Ramsey. But Andrew Wolverton, the home plate umpire, says ball 2, it's 2-2. The first base umpire is Javier Cantu. Steven Fritzoni is at third. 2-2 fastball misses away, and the count is full. Well, not to be Mr. Obvious, but you do not want to walk the leadoff man. Just underway in Orem, the 3-2 pitch. Curveball lifted down the left field line, foul. That's a good pitch. A nice job by Smith once again to stay alive. How many pitches? So here comes pitch number 10 of the at-bat. Ramsey winds and fires. A swing and a foul back. A fastball up in the zone. I think that was a ball, and Smith chased it, trying to stay alive. So here comes pitch number 11 to begin the ball game. Wow. Bacho is on deck. We are just underway. No score, top of the first. The 3-2. A swing and a drive into center field. Beltran going back, still going back. Now he squares up, backpedaling onto the warning track and makes the grab as he falls backwards into the wall. Stays on his feet, and there is one away. So Ramsey, a nice job. He wins the battle. A very grueling at-bat to begin the ball game. One away for Dawson Bacho, the sophomore. The Wolverines have scored first in each of the first 2 games of this series. They won Friday, they lost Saturday. Here's a swing and a topper foul, an off-speed pitch from Ramsey. And it's 0-1 to Bacho. Sacramento State, they have struggled as of late offensively. They are not playing their best baseball right now. They dropped a game at Northern Colorado in Greeley last week. There's a beautiful curveball that catches the inside corner, and it's 0-2 to Bacho. Sacramento State, a game back of New Mexico State for first place in the Western Athletic Conference. The 0-2 pitch, fastball, swung on and hammered foul off to the right. That's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Ramsey, and Bacho did a nice job to stay alive. He was very late on it. So we'll see if Ramsey goes to the breaking ball. Another 0-2 pitch. Slider down in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Not a good 0-2 pitch there. That was an easy take for Bacho. The sophomore hitting .280 on the season, 4 home runs, 41 RBIs. It was Bacho who had the huge hit yesterday, a grand slam that put Sacramento State ahead for good in that game. A fastball misses high and away, and it's 2-2. It was a wild ball game yesterday as Paxton Schultz took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. But then in that 6th inning, he got hammered with 5 runs. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a breaking ball. 2 away. So here is Keith Torres with the bases empty and 2 outs. 0-0 our score, top of the first inning. The last day game here at UCCU Ballpark in 2019, and it is perfect. 65 degrees and sunny. No wind. Torres, a right-handed batter. Here it comes. Fastball misses low and away, ball 1. Torres looking for his first base hit of the series. He's 0 for 6. Hitting .261 on the year. The 1-0 to him is a fastball down in the dirt, 2-0. So while the Hornets are chasing the Aggies for first place in the WAC, Utah Valley's trying to get into that tournament in the 6th seed as a curveball is in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. Right now, if the season ended today, Utah Valley would be in. They currently are tied for that last seed in the tournament with CSU Bakersfield. And there's a strike. It's 2-2. And I say tied. Bakersfield is a game up, I beg your pardon, on Utah Valley. And the runners hold the tiebreaker. So essentially they are 2 games up. The 2-2 fastball misses upstairs, and the count is full to Torres.
CSU Bakersfield winning last night, Jordan. It was kind of interesting reading about that. The runners won every home series they've played this year. And that's what you have to do to be successful. You have to win those games at home.
3-2's driven deep to left. Eastburn on the track, looking up. It is off the top of the wall. Torres eases into second with a double. And now the third base umpire is saying home run. Steven Fritzoni with a late call. There's a chain link extension fence above the wall, and Eastburn's pointing to it, saying that did not get out of here. Here comes Eric Matson, and he's going to have a discussion with Fritzoni. We don't have a television replay, but that, I really don't think that's a home run, because if it hits the grassy berm that's beyond the left field wall, it most likely would not bounce back like that into the field of play.
Ryan Eastburn's right there. He's got probably the best viewpoint. I will give Fritzoni a lot of credit. He called that a home run immediately. And so I'll give him credit for that. It wasn't like he waited, but he was running out there going like this. And so that's why I was surprised when Torres stopped at second base.
The umpires are going to come together and have a discussion on the infield grass, but he's going to call it a double. So they changed the call. Wow. And Torres has to come back out of the dugout and take second base. Well, I think that is the right call. I think that's a nice job by the umpires coming together, because that's a ground rule here. It's kind of an oddity out in left field, that chain link extension above the 10-foot wall that is out there. But they come to the plate on Friday nights before the ball game, the umpires and the head coaches, and Eric Matson goes over those ground rules. So that's, I believe, the correct call, and a nice job by these umpires to get the call right. Here's a swing and a liner right at the third baseman, Estrada, off the bat of Moretto, and the inning is over. So Utah Valley gets through the first. Ramsey does not give up a run. The Hornets leave a man stranded. We go to the last of the first inning. It's Sacramento State 0, Utah Valley coming up.
No score between Sacramento State and the Utah Valley Wolverines will come up. Let's take a look at their lineup announced by head coach Eric Madsen. The Wolverines are 12-36, 8-15 in Western Athletic Conference play this year. Leading off will be shortstop Trevor Howell. Michael Beltran, the center fielder, hits second. Ryan Eastburn will hit third. Alexander Marco in the cleanup spot. Mick Madsen will hit fifth, the designated hitter. Cade Polson will hit sixth. He's at first base. Skylar Davis, the catcher, will hit in the seventh spot. Paul Estrada eighth, and then Cody Hall will round out the order and bat ninth. Not many changes defensively for Sacramento State this afternoon. Matt Smith is in left. Bronson Grubbs in center, and Aaron Zeidman in right. Steven Moretto at third base. At shortstop, it will be Keith Torres. Dylan McPhillips back at second base. Ryan Wallstead at first. And Bacho behind the plate. Pitching will be the sophomore left-hander Brady Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 6-4 on the year with a 3.89 ERA. Making his 26th appearance in his fourth start. He's gone 39 1/3 innings for the Sacramento State Ball Club. Opponents are hitting .219 off the left-hander.
First pitch to Howell is in there for a called strike. Well, in between innings, I was able to take a look at that replay of the Torres double, and the Wolverines may have caught a break. That one did hit above the wall out there in left as Rodriguez comes home, and Howell bloops one into right field. A leadoff single for Trevor, and the Wolverines have something going in the top of the first. Here's Beltran. Out there, we mentioned that chain link extension above the wall in left field. That extension extends from the foul pole into straightaway left, maybe, 50 feet, something like that. And then this chain link extension juts into the grassy berm beyond the wall. If you hit it out there toward left center field, the pitch to Beltran is on the inside corner for a strike. If you hit it into left center field and it hits that part of the chain link extension where it starts to separate from the actual home run wall, it's a home run, and there's a yellow line out there vertically on the chain link fence to let you know that. Here's a drive into right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. It'll two-hop the wall. Beltran speeding into second. Howell will be held at third. And there are runners at second and third. Nobody out in the first inning. The Wolverines again jump out here to begin the ball game. That is a welcome change from characteristically or normally how the Wolverines have been rather anemic in the first inning most of this year. Now second and third, nobody out. Eastburn does not need a base hit to put the Wolverines ahead. So that ball that Torres hit in the top of the first may have hit, it's very close, it's hard to tell, may have hit the chain link extension to the right of the yellow line, which means it would have been a home run. But again, to see that in real time as an umpire as Eastburn takes a strike is very difficult. If we can't even tell on the replay, it's very hard to tell if you're out there.
That's a heads-up play by Ryan Eastburn, too, to immediately go and say, hey, no, that was this, because I think if Eastburn had waited a second and then pleaded his case, it might have been a different call. But Utah Valley there, Jordan, they get a big break, and this is where you have to take advantage of that break here and try to get a couple of runs across. Utah Valley's been outscored coming into the series 37-17 in the first inning.
Eastburn lines one up the middle, base hit. Howell score. Beltran is fast. He'll dig for home. The throw will be cut off, and it is 2-0, Utah Valley. Eastburn, the senior, hitting one hard up the middle. Boy, that's great. Eastburn has really struggled against left-handers this year, but not there. He came into that at bat just 5 for 33 facing lefties. Wow. Utah Valley leads 2-0 in the first. So here is Marco. Nobody out, man at first base. And Rodriguez delivers an off-speed pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Right away, Ramsey will be able to work with a lead in this game. Rodriguez into his stretch, a swing and a high fly ball deep into center field. Grubbs going back. Now he squares up and makes the grab. And Marco is retired. One away. So here is Mick Matson, the designated hitter. The Wolverines have done a great job in this series of hitting the ball the other way. All 3 base hits in this inning have been opposite field knocks. The pitch to Matson, a big swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Matson is hitting .214 against left-handers this season. He has a .279 overall average. The pitch to him. A breaking ball misses down in the dirt, and the count is even at 1-1. 2-0 Wolverines. 1 out, a man at first base in the last of the first inning. So for the third consecutive day, Utah Valley takes an initial lead. They held that lead on Friday. They relinquished it yesterday. The Wolverines are 10-8 when they score first this year. Here's a little flare into right field. That's going to fall in front of Zeidman. Eastburn advances to second base and stops there. And the Wolverines continue to hit the ball the other way. 2 men on, 1 man out for Polson.
That's the kind of offensive start you wanted to see from Utah Valley, Jordan, after last night being so close to having an opportunity to win the series. For Utah Valley, if they find a way to win this one today and they win the series, that's a big series win to get this late in the season. You have an opportunity not just to play yourself into the tournament, but you have a chance to play spoiler as well.
Absolutely. The Wolverines need to add on here as well. They left 8 men on base yesterday. The pitch to Polson. Fastball in there for a called strike. Polson has hit lefties pretty well this year. He's hitting .400 against them. In this series, Polson is 3 for 8. A couple doubles. A big chance here. 2 men on, 1 man out. There's a fastball just below the knees, called for a strike. And quickly, Polson falls behind 0-2. He did not like that call from Andrew Wolverton. That was just below the knees. Rodriguez, a left-hander, would love a ground ball here. The sophomore out of El Dorado Hills. It's in the Sacramento area. There's a shot. Fair ball down the left field line. 1 run will come in to score. Digging for third is Matson. Carter's going to send him. Here comes the throw. They will not throw home. It is cut off. A 2 RBI double for Polson, and it is 4-0 Utah Valley. And that is how you cash in.
And that's quickly going to get some action going down in that Sacramento State bullpen right here. This is a game, Jordan, the Hornets really can't afford to lose many down the stretch, especially with having Grand Canyon next week. And they're going to get Martiza up. We saw him Friday night. He's going to start warming up down there in the Sacramento State bullpen. So right here, this will be interesting with Skylar Davis coming to the plate. Davis, this will only be his second at-bat of the year, Jordan. So we'll see here what Skylar Davis can do.
Well, the Wolverines have finally really come through with a big inning, putting a crooked number on the board, and it's not over yet. A man at second, 1 out, as you mentioned, for Davis. That ball off Polson's bat, just a low liner, scorched down the left field line. Moretto made a dive for it at third, but he was not close to coming up with it. The pitch to Davis. Fastball misses low and away, ball 1. Davis has had 1 at bat this year. He's been hurt for most of the season. He did not have a hit. He is 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch to him comes inside. That looked like a slider or a cut fastball from Rodriguez. Misses down and in. 2-0. Estrada is on deck. 4-0 Wolverines. We're in the last of the first inning. The pitch, Davis swings and misses at a fastball low in the zone, and it's 2-1. Davis, a right-handed batter out of Harriman, Utah. Went to Riverton High School. I like this guy. The 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss at a breaking ball low and away, and it's 2-2. Full disclosure, I am a former Silver Wolf as well.
We saw Davis last year get quite a bit of playing time behind the plate. Really did a good job
Fastball misses low and away. I say the fastball. That may have been a slider. 3-2 to Davis.
Did a good job, especially later on in the season after he got a few bats underneath his belt. It's hard to play behind a guy like Drew Sims because you know Sims is going to be in there most days and most nights for this Utah Valley team. And so Skylar Davis not having consistent playing time can throw your rhythm off behind the plate, especially hitting.
Full count, swing, and a foul tip into the glove of Bacho. And Davis is retired for the second out in the inning. And Estrada will come to bat with a man at second base. So a good at bat there from Davis. All things considered, his second at bat of the season. Worked the count full, but ultimately Rodriguez gets him. And here is Estrada, the senior third baseman, hitting from the right side. Estrada holding that bat high above his head, hitting .205. He takes a fastball up in the zone for ball one. Rodriguez has thrown just 22 pitches in this inning, which is surprising when you consider this is the 8th man to come up to bat. And he's given up 4 runs. He hasn't thrown a ton of pitches. Polson at second, he doubled. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field. Zeidman now moves back into medium-deep right field, and he makes the grab, and the inning is over. Utah Valley, however, plates 4 runs on 5 hits. They leave a man stranded. We go to inning number 2. It's Utah Valley 4, Sacramento State, nothing.
In the bottom of the first for the Wolverines, 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. After 1 complete, Wolverines 4, Sacramento State 0. Leading off for the Hornets, number 19, the designated hitter, Martin Vincelli-Simard.
4-0 Utah Valley as we begin inning number 2. So Walker Ramsey working with a nice lead here. He gave up a double in the first inning, but worked around it. Here is Vincelli-Simard, and he takes a strike, a fastball on the inside corner, belt high. It's 0-1. The freshman hitting .222. The 1-strike offering is a fastball that misses up high for ball 1. Vincelli-Simard in this series does not have a hit. He is 0 for 8. The 1-1. Curveball misses downstairs, and it's 2-1. Utah Valley did not pick up those 4 runs on cheap base hits. They hit the ball hard off of Rodriguez. The 2-1 offering. Fastball comes inside, and now it's 3-1. If you're Ramsey right here with a 4-run lead, you want to attack the zone. Do not want to issue any free passes. The 3-ball, 1-strike pitch. A swing and a pop fly foul on the first base side. And the count runs full. We will keep you updated on the out-of-town scoreboard all afternoon, as those games are of importance to both Wolverine and Hornet fans. The 3-2 pitch, fastball, just misses outside. Ball 4, and Vincelli-Simard walks to begin this second inning. So a mistake by Ramsey there. Here is Wallstad, a left-handed hitter. That's just a free rally starter if you're Ramsey. It's a good at-bat from Vincelli-Simard, though.
Yeah, just one game, Jordan, right now going on in the WAC. It looks like Cal Baptist and Chicago State. It's 1-0 Lancers. That one top of the third out in Riverside.
The pitch to Wallstad, a fastball, misses high and away, ball 1. Wallstad started yesterday's game. He did not start Friday's, though he got an at-bat. He is 0 for 3 in this series. The 1-0 pitch to him. A curveball, misses low and away, 2-0, and now Ramsey has fallen behind the left-handed batter. Wallstad did reach base on Friday night. He walked. Hitting .240 on the year, 2 home runs, 13 men batted home, and right away Eric Matson's going to come out and have a chat with his right-hander. He does not like what he sees here. Ramsey working with a 4-run lead is having some difficulty finding the strike zone. So also on that out-of-town scoreboard, New Mexico State and Seattle, they will get underway at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, so in about a half hour. New Mexico State leads the Hornets by 1 game. They are in first place. So Sacramento State, I don't know if they feel the pressure, but it's certainly there to come back in this ballgame. Not to shortchange Utah Valley, but the Wolverines have won just 12 games this year, so opponents are coming in here thinking these are series we have to win. The 2-0 pitch coming from Ramsey. And it misses up high, 3-0.
And the tough part with it is, Jordan, you just take a look at, well, I'll use UTRGV as a case. They've lost their last 3. Those 2 losses from Bakersfield, they were in a 3-way tie for first starting the weekend. Now they've fallen essentially for conference seeding purposes from a potential 1 down to a 4 seed, and they're now 2 back of first place New Mexico State.
A curveball catches the outside corner, and it's 3-1 to Wallstad. Yeah, it's all about that seeding for the tournament, and also you want to win the regular season, get that pennant. That is a significant accomplishment. The 3-1 pitch to Wallstad. And it's outside, not close. And Ramsey has walked 2 to begin this second inning. 4-0, the Wolverines lead, but there are 2 men on, nobody out for McPhillips. So a free rally here for the Hornets in the second, and they are looking to cash in. If you're Sacramento State, this is where you got to start swinging the bats and taking advantage of the Utah Valley miscues. Polson at first base will come in on the grass, perhaps expecting McPhillips to bunt. Ramsey into his stretch, the pitch. McPhillips does not show bunt, and he takes a curveball inside, ball 1. Nobody up in that Utah Valley bullpen. Ramsey pitched well in the first inning, gave up a double, but worked around it. He has walked the first 2 men he's faced here in the second. Estrada, a step behind the infield grass at third. The pitch to McPhillips. He takes a ball up high, and it's 2-0. 7 straight balls from Ramsey. And he is not comfortable right now. And you have to think McPhillips, there's no way he'll be swinging here. You just got to pour in a strike. We'll see. The 2-0 pitch. Ramsey set away from his body. Here it comes, and he pours in that fastball for a called strike 1. McPhillips in this series is 0 for 8. That kills you if you're Utah Valley, to walk guys that have gone hitless in this series. The 2-1 pitch coming. Here it comes. A swing and a foul, high and off to the right, slicing out of play. Polson sprinting down there, a very nice effort, but he runs out of room. As Cole Hostert begins to get loose in the Utah Valley bullpen, a red alert down there. Zeidman is on deck.
I don't think you're going to see Eric Madsen really play around early on with a 4-0 lead here, an opportunity to win the series. They're trying to get it to a point where put a lot of pressure on Seattle to make sure the Redhawks have to win, because then they can kind of clinch the magic number kind of thing here. And so really this kind of lets you know both of these teams are going to try to do anything they can to win this series today.
It's a big one. 2-2. Misses down and away. That looked like a slider or perhaps a fastball that just got away from Ramsey. Not close. And another full count. 2 men on, nobody out. 4-0 Wolverines. We're in the top of the second inning. Ramsey would love a double play ball. Struggling with the command right now. Now he comes set. The 3-2 pitch to McPhillips. A swing and a pop-up. Shallow left center field. It's going to be Howell. The infield fly rule will be called. Howell catches it anyway. And there's 1 away. So nice job by Ramsey to get that out. Here is Zeidman. Zeidman hit his first home run of the season on Friday night. He came in as a defensive replacement when the right fielder, who was that on on Friday night, Ryan. Do you remember?
Doyle.
That was Trevor Doyle. I beg your pardon. Doyle made a dive, and he injured himself. So Zeidman came in, and he looked okay at the plate. Certainly looked good that first time up. He takes a ball down, 1-0. He's just a freshman. Has had only 26 at-bats this season.
And this is the thing with the Sacramento State team you look at. With only 2 seniors on this team, Jordan, this is a team that's won 30 games. Really sets up well for the next couple of years for Reggie Christensen.
Ground ball to third. Estrada has it. He steps on the bag, goes to first. 2, a double play. And Ramsey gets out of the jam. Walking the tightrope. And Sacramento State puts 2 men on with nobody out. They cannot score. We go to the last of the second inning. It's the Wolverines 4, the Hornets nothing.
Bottom of the second here in Orem, Utah Valley leading Sacramento State 4-0. We have a pitching change here for the Hornets. It will be Travis Martiza who will come in. Martiza 2-1 on the year with a 3.22 ERA, making his appearance number 24 on the year with 1 save. 36 innings pitched for the right-hander, 7 walks and 20 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .271 off the right-hander. We saw Martiza come in and pitch Friday night for the Hornets. And we'll see what he can do here with Cody Hall.
The Sidewinder fires, and there's a strike on the inside corner to Hall. Well, Martiza faced Hall on Friday night twice. Hall struck out and grounded out. Comes set with the bases empty. 4-0, Utah Valley. We're in the second inning. He throws a little frisbee slider there, and it's 1-1. Martiza drops down sidearm. And so that ball may be tough to pick up as a right-handed hitter. It's coming from behind you. The 1-1 pitch. Hall swings and grounds one to second base. To his right, McPhillips scoops it up, throws to first, and Hall is retired to begin the second inning. Back to the top of the order for the Wolverines. Here is Trevor Howell, the senior, playing in his last conference home game. Just 1 home game left after this one for Utah Valley. It'll be Tuesday night against Washington State. Plenty of good seats still available via GoUVU.com or the ticket office here at UCCU Ballpark. Just a beautiful day today for day baseball. Howell waves at a first pitch breaking ball, a beauty from Martiza on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Howell got the rally started in the first inning with a single. He eventually came around to score on a Ryan Eastburn double. Check that, Eastburn single. The 1-strike pitch, a swing and a miss. Howell once again out in front, and it's 0-2. I don't know what kind of pitch that was. It didn't have great movement on it, but it was just 76 miles an hour. Martiza looking to keep Sacramento State in this game as a slider misses down and away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Howell. Howell has been the Wolverines' best hitter since April 1st. Started out very slowly at the plate, but he has tattooed the ball since then. He is hitting just .254. That tells you what a slow start he really had. The 1-2 pitch, a swing and a high drive, deep to left. Smith looking up. It is out of here. The senior goes deep. It's 5-0, Wolverines. A 1-2 mistake from Martiza, and Howell did not miss it. The second homer of the season for Howell. And Ryan, where have these bats been all year?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where this is kind of the tough part with baseball sometimes. You can go from not to struggling with getting 3 or 4 hits as a team one day and then come to the ballpark the next day as Beltran takes strike 1 on the outside corner. To the next day, Jordan, where you're scoring 5 or 6 runs and it seems like the baseball coming at you looks more like a beach ball.
Man, Beltran homered yesterday. He swings and hits one into center field, a fly ball. Grubbs angling to his left. He makes the grab in right center on the run. And there is one down in the Wolverine second inning.
Next up for the Wolverines, number 19, left fielder Ryan Eastburn.
So here's Eastburn. He came up with the big 2 RBI single in the first inning to get the Wolverines on the board. Eastburn, a left-handed batter, another senior out of Southern California. An open stance. Martitza comes set, the pitch. A strike on the outside corner. Perhaps the fastball there. And it's 0-1. Martitza not a hard thrower, so it's tough to tell if it's a fastball or maybe just a cutter that didn't cut all that much. He has movement on all of his pitches, though. The 0-1 to Eastburn. There's the off-speed pitch, the relative off-speed pitch. It's 1-1 as it missed outside. 5-0 Utah Valley. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 4 runs in the first for the Wolverines, 1 run here in inning number 2. The pitch. Eastburn takes a strike at the knees, a fastball, and it's 1-2. On the season, Ryan is hitting .331. 2 home runs, 20 batted home. Moretto playing well off the third base bag near where the cutout of the infield grass is with the lefty at the plate. The 1-2 pitch misses way outside. Now that was a fastball, clocked at 84 miles an hour. Not close, though, 2-2. Marco is on deck. Base is empty. Here it comes. A swing and a ground ball to second base. McPhillips up with it. He throws to first, and the inning is over. However, Utah Valley tacks on another run thanks to a Trevor Howell solo home run. We go to inning number 3. It's Utah Valley 5, Sacramento State nothing. Stick around after the ball game for our post-game show. We will award our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Utah Valley leads 5-0 as we begin the third inning. It'll be Grubbs, Smith, and Bacho, 9-1-2. Ramsey back out on the mound, and here with the play-by-play is Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan. As Walker Ramsey winds and delivers home the first pitch, a fastball that misses right on the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Grubbs, Smith, and Bacho coming up here for the Sacramento State Hornets, who trail Utah Valley 5-0. There's a curveball that misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Bronson Grubbs. Grubbs on the series is 1 for 5. Standing in here, and the pitch on its way. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike. And it's 2 balls and a strike the count here on Grubbs. Grubbs has been hit twice by pitches in the series. There, tries to check his swing, but it goes around for strike 2, and it evens the count up at 2-2. That may have been foul tipped into the glove. On second look there. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Bronson Grubbs. Walker Ramsey kicks and delivers this one. That one's going to be bounced over towards first. Polson with it. He'll underhand to Ramsey covering the bag, and there's 1 gone.
It's a big first out for Walker Ramsey. He really struggled last inning with control, and just getting an out to begin the inning can relax you as a pitcher.
And with 1 gone, here's the leadoff man, Matt Smith. Smith flew out to center field in his only plate appearance of the afternoon here for the Hornets. Smith hitting .326, swings at the first pitch and lines it out into left center field. Beltran going back, dives and can't come up with it. It rolls to one of the deepest parts of the park. Smith around second, digging for third. The relay throw into Trevor Howell will hold the runner at third base, and a 1-out triple there from Matt Smith puts the Hornets now in scoring position here with a runner on at third and one gone, as Dawson Boucho will come to the plate. A tough play there for Michael Beltran, having to run away from the baseball to one of the deepest parts of the park, and made a great effort to try to see if he could make a play on the baseball. And just wasn't able to get there to make the catch. And now time called as Beltran out in center field was tying his shoelace, and home plate umpire saying, okay, well, let's give him a second here to make sure he's ready to go.
Well, there you go. That's why he didn't make the play. Shoelace was untied. Unbelievable.
Cole Hostert throwing in the Utah Valley bullpen, staying warm here this afternoon as the first pitch right there. A curveball misses off the plate for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Dawson Boucho. Boucho hit a grand slam in yesterday's contest. Moved up from the 3 spot to the 2 hole today. The 1-0 pitch, that's a fastball. Comes inside and tight for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here on Boucho. Walker Ramsey up over 50 pitches here as he starts the 3rd inning. He's labored a little bit, but found a way to get out of the 2nd inning, being the biggest threat for Sacramento State. Walker Ramsey able to work out of it. There's a ground ball to short. That will get the run home as Trevor Howell's throw will retire Boucho at first base, but credit him with an RBI on the ground out, and it's a 5-1 lead now for Utah Valley. And that's a good piece of hitting there from Boucho there, just understanding what he had to do to get the run home. Not necessarily trying to do too much there, and just right there able to exchange the run for the out there with 2 outs, brings up Keith Torres. Torres hit a ball that ended up being a ground rule double to left field. The first pitch on its way, a curveball for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. However, he might have had a home run. But the initial call was a home run. They got together, the umpires did, to talk about it and changed it to the double. And Torres there lines this one into left center field. That's going to fall and roll to the wall. That should be another double for Torres as Eastburn throws it in, and Torres slides into second base with a 2-out double here in the 3rd inning. That is the third extra base hit of the ball game for Sacramento State. Keith Torres has his 2nd double of the series, and he came in 0 for 6. So he's now 2 for 8. And that will bring up Steven Moretto. Moretto, the 3rd baseman here for Sacramento State. On the year, 7 home runs, 35 runs batted in. However, 5 of those 7 home runs have come in whack play. And there's a first pitch curveball. Just kind of pops out of the glove of Skylar Davis for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count. More games here in the WAC will get underway here in just a little bit. Tuesday night's opponent for Utah Valley, Washington State. Well, they're at home playing the #1 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins. 1 ball and no strikes the count as Ramsey takes a long look out at Torres at second base, comes home, and this one's lifted into center field. Beltran a few steps over towards left center. He'll wait under it, he'll make the catch, and the side is retired. Sacramento State does get 1 back in the 3rd, however. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, 5-1 Utah Valley. It's Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
Support Utah Valley scholarships by ordering a UVU license plate online at uvualumni.org/UVU plates. UVU Alumni Association, connecting you to UVU. The UVU Wolverine Club supports student-athlete scholarships, hosts events for boosters, and creates a positive impact in the lives of more than 330 UVU student-athletes. Make a difference and join the Wolverine Club today at GoUVU.com.
Bottom of the third inning here in Orem. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Alexander Marco, Mick Madsen, and Cade Polson due up here for Utah Valley. The Wolverines on top of the Sacramento State Hornets by a score of 5-1 right here, as Sacramento State winning yesterday's contest 5-4. The Wolverines getting a 6-2 decision on Friday night. First pitch on its way, and Marco swings through it and misses, and it snowballs in a strike here on Alexander Marco. Marco flew out to center field back in his lone plate appearance of the ballgame. Travis Martiza back to work here for Sacramento State. Working from the very far right side of the rubber. That one comes in, and again, Marco swings and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. Marco steps out of the box now, gets back in. The 0-2 pitch about ready to come home, and the delivery on its way, and that one just misses off the plate for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Alexander Marco. Ready to go from the stretch, Martiza takes a long look in. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Marco sends this one foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco. Marco hitting .309 on the year. 6 home runs. He's knocked in 35 runs for Utah Valley. To go along as well, one stat that you don't see a lot, 12 doubles on the year for Marco. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Marco reaches for this one, and it's going to go foul right as it rolls down the third baseline. And we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco. Utah Valley coming in right now with a 1-game lead over Seattle. The Redhawks coming into today at 7-16. Utah Valley at 8-15. Seattle will play New Mexico State in Game 3 of their series. That one starting at the top of the hour. The 1-2 pitch. Marco sends this one foul. Right back to the screen. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco. If everything ended today, Utah Valley would see either Sacramento State or Grand Canyon in the first round of the WAC tournament. And that series next weekend is going to be big for deciding who might get that number 2 seed. Marco bounces this one to second. Up with it at second, and the throw to first made by McPhillips, and there's 1 away here in the third. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Mick Madsen. Madsen singled back in the first inning and then came around to score a run for Utah Valley. Madsen has done a great job in his freshman season here for the Wolverines. Has his batting average up to .284. And the first pitch on its way to Madsen. He swings and sends this one foul, and it snowballs on a strike here on Mick Madsen. Madsen from nearby American Fork, Utah. Played at American Fork High School. In fact, Mick Madsen from Lehigh, but played at American Fork High School. Here's the pitch on its way. Madsen sends this one into left field. That's going to fall in front of Matt Smith in left field. So Mick Madsen's now 2 for 2 on the afternoon with his second base hit. And now here comes Cade Polson. So Utah Valley with their 7th base hit of the ball game here already. Just in the bottom of the third inning, the Wolverines have found a way to really open up the bats. And Cade Polson, one of those Wolverines, as he put one just down the left field line past the third baseman Moretto. And that was able to get home a couple of runs back in the first inning, scoring Ryan Eastburn and Mick Madsen. Back in that 4-run first inning for Utah Valley. Ready to go. The first pitch to Polson. Look out. That one, I think, came and hit him on the shoe. Cade Polson tried to quickly get out of the way, but had to kind of try to jump to get out of the way, and he couldn't. So Utah Valley now will have runners at first and second with 1 gone, and Skylar Davis, the catcher, will come to the plate. Davis had his second plate appearance in his last at-bat right here, as he will stand in here looking to try to see if he can kind of open this one up right here. And now time call. We'll have a visit. I think this is going to be the pitching coach. This is if I remember correctly, going out to the mound. Jake Angier, the associate head coach, handles a lot of the pitchers here, is going to go out and have a conversation here. Utah Valley threatening right now to see if they can add to right now to their 5-1 lead. So with one gone here in the bottom of the third inning, Mick Madsen will run out at second base for Utah Valley. Running over at first will be Cade Polson. And Skylar Davis, the catcher, will be the hitter right now. And we'll see here as the conference is broken up on the mound. Nobody throwing in the Hornet bullpen down the right field line. So right now this is Travis Martiza's ball game. And Utah Valley looking to try to get one of those timely base hits to see if they can keep things going here in the bottom of the third inning. Davis stands in here from the right side, ready to go. The first pitch from Martiza, and that's a slider that misses for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. That one, they're not super close there, taken for a ball, and it's 1-0 on Skylar Davis. Davis 0 for 1. Is 0 for 2 on the season. Ready to go, and the 1-0 pitch on its way home to Skylar Davis. He reaches for this one, hits it out in the left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Getting the green light is Mick Madsen coming around third. The throw is cut off. It's 6-1 Utah Valley, and Skylar Davis adds an RBI single here in the third. Didn't try to do too much there, did Skylar Davis. Just made the right contact there. And that's not bad. A .333 batting average for the catcher. And here comes Paul Estrada. Estrada 0 for 1, flew out to right back in the first inning. That ended the Wolverines' 4-run first inning. 6-1 Utah Valley here in the bottom of the third inning. Ready to go, Martiza. From the stretch, takes a look at Polson and comes home. And Estrada makes good contact, but sends it foul. And it's no balls and a strike. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Wolverines. Here, they have found a way right here to try to see what they can do right here. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Estrada lines this one into right center field. That is going to sit and roll to the warning track. Scoring is Polson. Skylar Davis is going to get the green light around third. Here's the relay throw that comes into third, and Davis will score with ease. It's 8-1 Utah Valley here in the third. It was, I believe, Dylan McPhillips who didn't think there that, I think he either thought Estrada was going to third or that Davis wasn't around third base yet, because the throw came to third. Had McPhillips came home with the throw, he probably would have had a good chance for a play at the plate, at least would have been a competitive throw. But it's an 8-1 lead now for Utah Valley, and Paul Estrada, the senior, comes through with a big base knock there, and here comes Cody Hall. And that's going to bring up Cody Hall right here. That's going to be a double for Paul Estrada. And the first pitch from Martiza on its way home. And Hall grounds this one through the left side, past the diving Moretto. Torres keeps it on the infield, but will not have a play. Going down to third is going to be Paul Estrada. Right there, as Torres able to at least keep that ball in the infield. If the ball gets past Torres there, Estrada scores. But a nice diving stop now with runners on the corners. Back to the top of the lineup and Trevor Howell.
That was a great heads-up play from Paul Estrada. He noticed that third base was vacant. No one was there, and he takes third with less than 2 outs. A very smart play by the senior.
And now runners on the corners, and action will begin quickly in the Sacramento State bullpen for the Hornets. Here is Trevor Howell, who has singled and homered back in the second inning. That was his second of the year. And he'll see the first pitch from Martiza. That one missing low and outside for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes on Trevor Howell. Looking to see who is in that bullpen. It appears to be Evan Gibbons and number 30, Connor Sparks, up in the bullpen for Sacramento State. Ready to go with the 1-0 pitch right on the outside corner. That one misses for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Trevor Howell. 8 runs on 10 hits for Utah Valley. The only 2 Wolverines without a hit today is Alexander Marco, who's hit the ball hard in both of his at-bats, just right at people. And then as Howell hits this one over towards first. Fair ball. Wallstead touches first, and now Estrada's caught in a rundown. They'll throw to third right there. Moretto going to chase him towards home. Martiza will apply the tag, and the inning comes to an end on what's going to end up being a 3-2-5-1, I think, put out somewhere along there. We'll sort that one out for you here. The important thing is Utah Valley adds 3 more runs in the third. We head to the fourth. Utah Valley 8, Sacramento State 1. Top of the 4th inning here at UCCU Ballpark as Sacramento State comes up here, and the Hornets have some work to do right here, trailing Utah Valley by a score of 8-1 as Martin Vincelli Samard, the DH, will stand in. Samard walked back in his first plate appearance, and here he'll see the first pitch from Walker Ramsey that misses low on the curveball. 1 ball and no strikes here on Vincelli Samard. Well, Walker Ramsey has plenty of run support today. As the 1-0 pitch on its way home, there's another slow curveball that misses low for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes right here. And so far, Walker Ramsey's been able to dance out of trouble. Only the 1 run given up. The pitch on its way. That one's hit a line drive, hit foul down there. I believe that's Dalton Hill, one of the reserve catchers for Utah Valley. He was getting the gear on, and that ball just came right at him and bounced off the gear. So Dalton down there is Cole Hostert, I believe, is still going to stay warm down the bullpen. The 2-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be a fly ball hit out into right center field. Hit pretty well. Michael Beltran over, but it will be Alexander Marco coming from right to make the catch. And there's 1 away here in the 4th. And now we'll bring up the first baseman, Ryan Wallstead. Wallstad walked back in the first, or back in the second inning. I apologize, and it was left on the base paths. Infield back for the Wolverines with 1 gone here in the 4th. And the pitch on its way home. That one sits right in at the knees with the fastball at 86 miles an hour on the corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1 here on Ryan Wallstad. The 0-1 on its way. That one just missing off the plate for a ball. And the count evens up here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wallstad. Dylan McPhillips on deck for Sacramento State. As the 1-1 pitch on its way. There's a line drive through the right side. Base hit. And the Hornets have their 4th hit of the afternoon. And a 1-out base runner as Wallstad reaches. We haven't had a ton of base runners on base for Sacramento State this afternoon to really see, but one thing I wondered is if Reggie Christensen, with having Skylar Davis behind the plate, may not take a few more chances on the base paths. However, in a ball game where you're trailing 8-1, you may not want to take the chance of taking any outs on the base paths. So 1 out, here's Dylan McPhillips. First pitch on its way inside and tight, and it hits McPhillips, and he'll go to first base. And now Sacramento State has runners on at first and second with 1 away. Aaron Zeidman, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Zeidman hit into a double play, hit a ground ball right to Paul Estrada, who quickly touched third base and then threw across the diamond. That ended the 2nd inning. Walker Ramsey would love to dial up another double play right here. We'll see what he can do here with 1 gone. Ready to go. Walker Ramsey from the stretch. And that one's off the glove of Skylar Davis. Pops away the runner out at second base. That was Wallstad. Got between second and third and quickly, alertedly goes back to second base. That ball just popped right out of the glove of straight up into the air for Skylar Davis. And Wallstad out there at second base. And I think had he gone to third, Davis would have had an easy throw. The fact is the ball went also to the third base side of home plate. The 1-0 pitch about ready to come home to Zeidman. And that one's right there just below the belt for a strike with the fastball. And evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike here on Aaron Zeidman. Walker Ramsey working from the stretch in his final start that he'll have here at UCCU Ballpark. The senior from Scottsdale, Arizona. And the 1-1 pitch on its way. Zeidman takes this one the other way and sends it foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Ramsey started his career at Paradise Valley Community College before coming here for his final 2 seasons. One ball and 2 strikes the count here on Zeidman. Ready to go from the stretch. Walker Ramsey takes a long look out at Wallstad out at second base. Here's a ground ball hit to third. Coming in, Estrada, his only play will be first. They'll get Zeidman there. The runners will move up, however, to second and third. And that will bring up Bronson Grubbs with 2 outs in the inning. Grubbs grounded out in his first plate appearance. It was a ground out that I believe went to Cade Polson, who then able to toss it over to Walker Ramsey covering the bag. Grubbs on the year, hitting .146 with runners in scoring position. Ready to go as Walker Ramsey from the stretch kicks and delivers this one. There's the curveball again that misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Ramsey, this next pitch will be pitch number 70 for Walker Ramsey. Like to get him probably somewhere at least through 5 today so he can qualify for the win. Ready to go. Ramsey looking in. Has the sign from Skylar Davis. And he's ready to come home. Here's the 1-0 pitch as Ramsey comes home. That's a pop-up hit down the right field line. Cade Polson again sprinting down the line, but he'll lose his hat. That's the 3rd or 4th time I've seen Cade Polson go sprinting down the line somewhere for a baseball, and he keeps losing the cap. Javier Cantu at first base a couple of times picked it up for him and handed it back to him as Cade Polson gets back to the infield. Walker Ramsey ready to go here with the 1-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers the 1-1. That's low and in the dirt. A good stop by Skylar Davis. And it'll be 2-1 here on Bronson Grubbs. First base is open, so a walk doesn't move anybody up necessarily, but it would load the bases for Matt Smith. And Smith, one of the most consistent hitters on the Sacramento State club. You don't want him coming up with the bases loaded. A right-hander still throwing down in the bullpen for Sacramento State. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Walker Ramsey comes home. That's a fastball that misses outside ball 3. And it's 3-1 here on Walker Ramsey. Cole Hostert appears about ready in the bullpen if needed. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. An 8-1 lead for Utah Valley on top of Sacramento State. Ready to go right here from the stretch, and the 3-1 pitch inside and tight, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Hornets here in the 4th inning. And now you not just load the bases, but you put excellent speed on all bases, and we'll have to see here as Matt Smith comes to the plate. Smith hitting, we talked about it before, hitting .330 on the year. 4 home runs, knocked in 32 runs, already doubled today. We'll see what Walker Ramsey has to be a little bit careful here, but can't be too careful with the runner with the bases loaded. There's no place to put Smith. Ramsey winds and comes home. First pitch misses low and outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes the count.
It's hard to overstate what a mistake that is by Ramsey to walk Grubbs. Not only do you have to face Sacramento State's best hitter, but now with the bases loaded, there's nowhere to put him, and with one swing of the bat, he can make this a game again. That is just, man, Ramsey's digging himself a hole there.
Walker Ramsey ready to come home. The 1-0 pitch, low and on the outside corner, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here on Matt Smith. It was a big inning in yesterday's contest that really swung the game. In fact, it was a 5-run 6th inning by Sacramento State that ended up just opening the ball game up. And Sacramento State ended up winning the ball game 5-4. Ramsey ready to come home with the 2-0 pitch. That's a check swing by Smith, and he sends it foul. And it's 2-1 here on Matt Smith.
Well, that's lucky. Ramsey, that was not a good pitch. That came up and in and nearly hit Smith. And he, just trying to get out of the way or as a reaction, shifted his bat to where that may have actually hit the knob of his bat.
So instead of it being 3-0 to Matt Smith, it's 2 balls and a strike on Smith. He hit the triple to left center field back in the third. Beltran tried to make a diving play and couldn't come up with it. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Smith, and that one misses high and a little bit outside ball 3, and it's 3-1 on Matt Smith. So now you're in a favorable hitter's count with Matt Smith, who coming into today was 4 for 8 in the series. And he's now 5 for 9 coming into this at-bat. He's going to have to come over the plate here. Walker Ramsey comes home. Smith swings and pops this one up, and he got a gift right here to get out of the inning. Trevor Howell on the infield will make the catch, and the inning is over. So once again, Sacramento State threatens, but Walker Ramsey gets out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the fourth, 8-1 Utah Valley, here on GoUVU.com and the WAC Digital Network. The fourth inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. We're going to have a pitching change here at the ballpark. Coming in will be the right-hander. It will be Connor Sparks, a 6'6 freshman from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, will come in.
This will be Sparks' 9th appearance. He has a high ERA above 12. He's pitched just 10 innings. Walked 9, struck out 8. Opponents are hitting .341 against him.
So he'll get not the easiest part of the lineup with Michael Beltran to stand in. The first pitch there settles in just below the belt for a called strike. Beltran, Eastburn, and Marco, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for the Wolverines. Sparks ready to go, comes home, and Beltran swings and misses at that one. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Beltran a double and a fly out to center field in his last at bat in the second inning. Sparks ready to go, and the 0-2 pitch, and that one settles in there just at the knees for a called strike 3. Beltran, I think that one was a little bit low, but that'll be the first strikeout for Connor Sparks, and there's one gone here in the fourth for Ryan Eastburn. We can close the book on Martiza. Martiza goes 2 innings today for Sacramento State, allows 5 hits, 4 runs, all which were earned. No walks and no strikeouts for Martiza. Here's Ryan Eastburn, who's 1 for 2. A single and a ground out, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The count right here. some of those afternoon ball games getting underway. Chicago State and Cal Baptist, they're tied at 1 in the 6th. As the 1-0 pitch, fastball misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Eastburn. They're in the top of the 6th inning. Andrew Bash, the right-hander, on the mound today for California Baptist. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Eastburn on its way, and he sends this one foul the other way. Got jammed a little bit there. It'll be 2 balls and a strike here on Ryan Eastburn. Eastburn, another one of those Wolverines who are in their final home contest of the year. For the conference play, I should say. The 2-1 pitch. Eastburn sends this one the other way for a base hit. This time to left center field, or down the left field line. His second hit of the ball game. He's got 2 RBI as well, and that will bring up Alexander Marco. Marco's 0 for 2. He's flown out to center, grounded to second base. I think he's the only Wolverine that did not have a base hit, does not have a hit in the ball game, and he is. The other 8 Wolverines in the starting lineup have found a way to get a base knock. We'll see what Alexander Marco can do here in this at-bat. They're underway, by the way, up in Bellevue between Seattle and New Mexico State. First pitch misses low for ball 1 to Alexander Marco. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It's top of the first inning up there. New Mexico State with runners on the corners. And no score up there. And they're back at Bannerwood Park up in Bellevue today. The 1-0 pitch ready to go. As Sparks comes home and Marco sends this one foul over the top of us here and back onto the parking lot. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Alexander Marco.
It is interesting. We were talking to Sacramento State's play-by-play man Anthony prior to yesterday's game, and we were mentioning it's funny that Seattle plays not on campus and at a kind of a city field. It's a great field.
The 1-1 pitch, Marco rolls it foul over by the Wolverine dugout.
But it's not their ballpark in the sense that it's not like John Smith Field in Sacramento or here at UCCU, but the Redhawks play well at home. It's tough to beat them up there. I don't know if it's partly the weather, but they play really well in Bellevue.
1 ball and 2 strikes, the count here on Alexander Marco. Ready to go. The pitch on its way. That one missing low and outside for a ball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco. It's really interesting how you see in some of those cases where you wouldn't really necessarily think that just changing the venue could change everything there. But the weather and altitude a little bit different up in the Pacific Northwest than some of the other areas in the WAC. And Alexander Marco becomes the 9th Wolverine to get a hit in the ball game here as Marco singles up the middle. And a nice job here, a good offensive display by the Wolverines, and they have runners on at first and second with 1 gone in the 4th. And a 2-for-2 Mick Madsen coming to the plate, who's got his average approaching the 290 mark at 289 after his latest base hit. Runners on at first and second with 1 gone. Connor Sparks, the new pitcher on the mound here for Sacramento State. From the stretch, ready to go. Sparks taking a long look in behind the plate right here. And the pitch on its way, a curveball that misses outside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on Mick Madsen. Ryan Eastburn running out at second base. He had a single to left center field. And Alexander Marco took a fastball right back where he found it for a base hit here just a moment ago. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-0 pitch is fouled away, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike here on Mick Madsen. Jordan and I have talked about this a lot this season, about the importance of not digging yourself into too big of a hole. And Sacramento State in a pretty deep hole here, still with 4 innings left to hit. The 1-1 pitch, that one kind of skips away from the catcher, but not far enough away for a ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, what'll bite at you if you're Sacramento State is the opportunities that they've squandered. They've had runners on in each of the first 4 innings of this game and have scored just 1 run. They've had chances to come back in this one, and just they've left 6 men on base and haven't been able to do it.
And of those 6 left on base, I think 4 of them came without second and third. And there's Madsen. He drops this one into right field for a base hit. Coming around third is Ryan Eastburn. He will score. Going to third is Marco. Madsen dives into second. The throw goes past the second baseman into center field. Alexander Marco will score. Madsen goes to third. And it's a 10-1 lead for Utah Valley in the fourth. Credit Madsen with his third base hit. That's going to go down as a single for Madsen. So Eastburn scores. Marco goes first to third, and he's going to then come in on what will be an E5 that allows Madsen to go from second down to third. Madsen went on the throw, went from first to second. And here comes Cade Polson now. Utah Valley not putting on a hitting display today, but not in the way of a lot of power. They're just finding they're hitting the ball hard and hitting them in the right spots at the right time. The 1-0 pitch misses low to Cade Polson for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
And that was one of the actually few hits that was not hit hard. That was an absolute bloop. But the Hornets, the Wolverines putting pressure on the defense, and good things happen.
The error will go against the third baseman, Moreto, as he tried to throw back to second to get Madsen, who is diving headfirst into second base. And the throw just, I think, got past the second baseman. I think it was McPhillips covering the bag. Two balls and no strikes, the count on Cade Polson. It's now 3-0 as the fastball misses outside. Ball 3, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And now you're going to see another right-hander. You're going to see some more action start to go in the bullpen for Sacramento State. That may be Evan Gibbons, number 3, warming up again. And the 3-0 pitch misses down low. Ball 4. And Utah Valley will have runners here at first and third. We'll have a visit out to the mound, and I believe this time, I think it's Reggie Christensen coming out of the dugout here to have the conversation. And this is the tough part. Jordan, you talked about, we talked about Sacramento State just a few days ago. They were in that 3-way tie, and now this weekend, Sacramento State, if they do drop 2 of 3 here in Orem, that's a big drop for the Hornets, potentially out of those top 2 spots, and then out of a first round bye.
Indeed, and no conference championship as well. That's the Hornets just aren't playing great baseball as of late. And Christensen's going to stick with his right-hander, Connor Sparks. I mentioned that Sacramento State dropped one last week in Greeley. They were not happy about that. And now, unless things change dramatically, they'll drop 2 of 3 here in Orem. They have Grand Canyon in Sacramento next weekend. But if things stay put as they are, they're going to need a lot of help.
A 1-for-2 Skylar Davis standing in. Davis, an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Not a hard hit ball, that one. Just found the right spot in left center field. There he takes the first pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes, the count there. We'll check out the WAC scoreboard here in a minute as some of those important games starting to get underway here.
And you know what? If you're the Hornets, New Mexico State hosts California Baptist next week.
The 1-0 pitch, that one in there at the knees for a called strike.
So you're not out of it. I mean, Cal Baptist has played well. They could conceivably take 2 of 3 from New Mexico State, although it's definitely going to be tough to do. The Aggies play so well at home.
And if Cal Baptist does take 2 of 3, Cal Baptist only a game back. The 1-1 pitch low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike, so you have to keep that in mind. There's a big series that final week. A lot's going to be determined next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ready to go right here with the 2-1 pitch, about ready to come home from Sparks to Skylar Davis. Ready to go, and the 2-1 pitch on its way. Davis makes contact, sends it down the right field line, fouled over by Gibbons, who's throwing down Evan Gibbons, warming up down the Sacramento State bullpen. That one was hit right to him. He was well placed down there. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Skylar Davis. In fact, every game now underway in the WAC one of the key ones here, we're going to keep an eye on that UTRGV CSU Bakersfield contest. How about the Vaqueros? 4 runs in the top of the first. Davis, there are high chopper. Moreto going to cut it off. He'll throw to first in time to get Skylar Davis. Mick Madsen, however, because of how high that ball was hit into the air, Madsen able to hurry home from third. So Skylar Davis retired, but he's got his second run batted in, and Utah Valley is now up 11-1 here in the fourth. So not necessarily something that's going to go down as a big note in the box score there for Skylar Davis. However, he did what he had to get the run home, and here's a 1-for-2 Paul Estrada. Estrada doubled back in the third inning. First pitch on its way, low for ball 1 with the fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes on Paul Estrada. Utah Valley with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, 1 in the bottom of the second, 3 in the third, and now 3 here in the fourth. They've scored 11 runs this afternoon on 13 hits. The 1-0 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be a sharp one-hopper hit to Torres. Long throw across the diamond in time to get Estrada, and the inning comes to an end. The damage, however, is done. 3 more runs added. We head to the 5th. It's UVU 11, Sacramento State 1.
In the bottom of the fourth for the Wolverines, 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 error and 1 left on base. After 4 complete, Wolverines 11, Hornets 1. Check out the UVU bookstore for the latest Adidas Wolverine apparel. Your campus, your needs, your store. The UVU bookstore, located at the heart of Utah.
Dawson, Baucho, Keith Torres, and Steven Moreto coming up here as right now Walker Ramsey starts his 5th inning of work right here, and he has pitched well today and gotten out of the jams when he's needed to. And with the play-by-play here in the 5th, it's Jordan Bianucci.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Ramsey delivers a first-pitch curveball that misses up and in to Baucho. Baucho picked up an RBI back in the 3rd inning. He grounded out to shortstop after Smith tripled in that inning. Other than that, the Hornets have not had any runs. Utah Valley leads 11-1. There's a fastball in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1 to Baucho. The Hornets have had chances. They have had base runners on in every inning. They just have not been able to come up with timely base hits. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a chopper to second. Hall has it, takes his time, throws to first, and there's 1 away. Baucho is retired. He is 0 for 3 today. And give Ramsey credit. He has pitched well when he has needed to pitch well. He has issued walks. He's hit a batter, but with guys on base, big moments, he's come through. And if Ramsey can keep it going, what a great outing to conclude your Wolverine home ballpark career with. And here he hits Torres with the first pitch. Torres had doubled twice off him. Hits him in the, just kind of grazed his sleeve, his left front shoulder, his sleeve. So a man on, 1 out. Again, Ramsey back into his stretch. Hostert, the senior right-hander, continues to get loose in the bullpen. Well, the Hornets need to put at least 1 run on the board before the 7th inning. The 10-run rule does apply here. The pitch, curveball swung on and fouled back to the screen. The batter, Steven Moreto, came into the ballgame batting .220, 7 home runs. He leads the Hornets in that category. He has lined out to third base and flied out to center field. Both times Moreto has come to the plate, there have been base runners on. The 1-strike pitch to him. Curveball up high, not close, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Chicago State has tied it up. It's 1-1 with California Baptist in Riverside. That game in the last of the 6th inning. Ramsey checks on the runner. Grand Canyon, Northern Colorado, they're scoreless in the last of the 1st. Meanwhile, the Vaqueros in Bakersfield, they lead the runners 4-0. UT Rio Grande Valley vying for that WAC championship along with these Hornets and the Aggies, who are in first place. The Vaqueros and Sacramento State are in second. Here's a big swing and a miss by Moretto. And the count is the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Aggies still leading the Redhawks 1-0. Good news for Utah Valley, bad news for Sacramento State. The 1-2 pitch to Moretto. A curveball swung on and popped up very high into shallow center field. Beltran coming in. It's going to be the second baseman, Hall, though, going back and to his right. He makes the play, and they're 2 away. That was not an easy play for Hall. He had to go a ways out there. Beltran was playing so deep in center field that he just couldn't quite get there, sprinting in, and that'll tell you something because Beltran is very fast. 408 feet to dead center field here in UCCU ballpark. So here is Vincelli Samard, the designated hitter. He walked in the second inning and flied out in the fourth. Torres at first base. 11-1 Wolverines. A breaking ball down the dirt. Vincelli Samard checks his swing, and it's 1-0. Ramsey has thrown 87 pitches. Trying to get through the fifth and qualify for a potential win. It would be his first win of the season. The 1-0. A swing and a chopper foul into the third base dugout where the Wolverines are up on the railing. Look out. And the count is even at 1-1. Sacramento State has been so good perennially. They have 31 wins this season as the right-hander Ramsey comes set. He throws a slider. Yeah, that may have been the curveball. A good one right there on the outside corner, taken for strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vincelli Samard. Sacramento State is just one of 2 Division I programs in California with 30-plus wins in each of the last 7 seasons. Wow. The other program is Cal State Fullerton, a powerhouse. The 1-2 is driven to left. That one is out of here. And out of the ballpark even. Wow. Vincelli Samard gets into that one. Not a cheap home run by any means. It's 11-3 Wolverines. That's his 6th homer of the season, a 2-out, big fly.
Next up for the Hornets, number 4, first baseman.
Base is empty. Here is Wallstead. And the Hornets finally get something going. How big are those Utah Valley runs when they were ahead, insurance runs, if you will. A changeup in there for a called strike 1 to the left-handed batting Wallstad. He singled in his last at-bat, reached on a walk in the second inning. The 0-1. Slider misses down and in, and it's 1-1. Well, if you're Ramsey, that was finally pitching with guys on base. It finally came back to get you. Now a swing and a fly ball into left. Eastburn is there on the edge of the track. He reaches up and makes the grab, and the inning is over. Sacramento State, however, gets 2 runs on a Vincelli Samard 2-run blast. We head to the last of the 5th inning. It's Utah Valley 11, Sacramento State 3.
In the top of the 5th for the Hornets, 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors and none.
Struck out 3 opponents, hitting .455 off the right-hander. As right here, Gibbons is going to come in to face 9-1-2. Utah Valley right here trying to maybe see if they can get a couple of those runs back, Jordan. And the way Utah Valley's been able to hit the baseball today, it's going to be a tough task to try to slow down this offense.
It will. He will face Hall to begin the inning, then Howell, Beltran, and Eastburn. Hall, the right-handed hitting senior. From the windup, Gibbons comes home. First pitch, fastball at 88 miles an hour, taken for strike 1 on the inside corner. Gibbons last pitched at Nevada. Fastball right there on the outside corner, strike 2, at 90 miles an hour. He walked 2 in that game. Is that right? Let's see. They have the statistics. His hits, because he's a position player as well, as the ball misses down and away to Hall. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 11-3, Utah Valley leading here in the last of the 5th inning. Here we go. Gibbons, I don't know when the last time he pitched was. He's not on the stat sheet or the game log on the Hornet website. Here's a little bloop down the right field line, foul. A fastball at 91 there that Hall was late on. Well, you know why it's not working? Because I clicked on the wrong player. Mea culpa. Curveball just misses off the inside. And now it is 2-2. All right, let's take a look here. Buffering. The last time that he pitched. Is that right? A little dribbler back to the mound. Backhanded by Gibbons. He throws to first, and Hall is retired. This is laborious. At Nevada, we got it. 1 inning. 1 hit, no runs. Whew. So 1 away. Here is Howell. All that for 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs. Gibbons from the windup. He comes home. Howell swings and tops one foul. Howell has had a pretty good day, I'd say. A single and a home run. He grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. Though not your ordinary double play. Grounded into a 3 unassisted 2-5-1 double play. A play in which Estrada got caught in a rundown between 3rd and home. The 0-1 pitch, curveball, right there on the outside corner. Strike 2. So Gibbons has a high-velocity fastball and then a loopy curveball. He looks sharp.
I would almost venture to guess that you couldn't hit into that double play again if you tried.
I think you're right. There's a base hit up the middle. The 3rd hit of the day for Howell. Not a terribly hard-hit ball off the end of the bat, but a low liner to the right of the second base bag. And there's a man on with a man out for Michael Beltran. Beltran struck out looking in his last plate appearance. He has doubled in this game, though. And flied out, he is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Righty versus righty. 11-3, Wolverines lead in the 5th inning. Gibbons into his stretch. The pitch. Beltran swings and hits one foul back behind home plate. An ugly swing from Beltran. Tried to hold up at the very, very last minute, but got a piece of it. 0-1. Beltran hitting .326 on the year. Howell at first, held on over there by Wallstad. The pitch, a swing and a pop-up into shallow center field. Hustling in his grubs, he reaches up and makes the grab, and there are 2 down. So it's Eastburn with 2 outs. He's had a great day. 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs. The Wolverines scored 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 4th. They are in danger of getting shut out in an inning for the first time today. No runs so far in the 5th. Here is the pitch to the left-handed batter. Curveball in the dirt, ball 1. Eastburn, another senior. The Wolverines will play Washington State on Tuesday night here at home, the last home game of the 2019 season. Then they will make the trek down to Edinburgh to take on UT-RGV next weekend, the last conference series of the year. The pitch, fastball on the inside corner at 89 miles an hour, taken for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Eastburn. Marco is on deck. Eastburn in this series, coming into this game, hit the ball pretty well. Ball in the dirt, a nice read by Howell. He will hustle to second. A fastball that got away from Gibbons. It'll be a wild pitch. Bacho did a nice job just keeping it from going to the backstop. Eastburn was 4 for 9 coming into this game in this series. He is now 6 for 12. Two and 1 the count to him. After the Wolverines play the Vaqueros, the Wolverines hope, if they can keep winning, they will head to the WAC tournament in Mesa. The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a base hit up the middle. Coming around third is Howell. He will score the third RBI of the afternoon for Ryan Eastburn. It's 12-3. So the Wolverines continue to hit the baseball. They have put up at least one run in all of the 5 innings today. Now a visit to the mound from Bacho. The shortstop Torres will come in and have a word as well. Nobody up in the Sacramento State bullpen. This is Gibbons' first inning of work. It's his game right now. Utah Valley trying to extend this lead once again to 10 runs. They lead 12-3. Marco has a single in this game. He came in to score after reaching base on that single in the 4th inning on a throwing error committed by Moreto. The pitch to Marco misses down and in the dirt. A fastball, and it's 1-0. An update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Wow. Grand Canyon leads Northern Colorado 6-1. That game just in the 2nd inning. The 1-0 pitch coming to Marco. A swing and a high fly ball deep into right center field. Going back and to his left. Grubbs now squares up and makes the grab. The inning is over. Just to mention on that out-of-town scoreboard, CSU Bakersfield has scored 3 runs. The Vaqueros now lead by the slim margin of 4-3. A game that is of interest to both the Hornets and the Wolverines. However, here, the bottom of the 5th is over. Utah Valley gets a run on 2 hits. They leave a man. We head to the 6th inning. It's Utah Valley 12, Sacramento State 3.
On for Utah Valley here in the top of the 6th inning. It will be right-hander Cole Hostert. Hostert is 0-1 on the year with a 7.20 ERA. Making his 10th overall appearance. He's gone 10 innings for this Utah Valley team this year. 12 walks to 5 strikeouts. Opponents just hitting .257 off the right-hander, who will now get ready to face McPhillips, Zeidman, and Grubbs. 7, 8, 9, the bottom part of the Sacramento State lineup, due up for the Hornets here in the 6th.
Hostert, a senior for the Wolverines. We'll see what happens on Tuesday, but perhaps pitching for the last time in this ballpark. He will work exclusively from the stretch. McPhillips, a right-handed batter, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. He popped up in the 2nd. There's a strike taken. Hostert came to this program as a transfer from the University of Oregon. The 1-strike pitch coming. Here it is. Slider misses down and away. And it's 1-1 to McPhillips. As a senior, this will be Hostert's 22nd appearance in his career here. The 1-1 is swung on and foul tipped at home plate. It's 1-2. From Idaho Falls. He already graduated last summer from UVU. He got a bachelor's degree in communications. The 1-2 pitch coming to McPhillips. Curveball, chopped foul on the third base side. 12-3, Utah Valley leading here in the 5th inning. Or I beg your pardon, here in the 6th inning. Wolverines with 15 hits today. No errors. That's one thing we were talking about, Ryan, is how good the defense has been this weekend.
They turned some very timely double plays. We haven't seen a couple of the kind of inning extenders we saw in some of those early season series was just due to some bad fielding and just some bad throws and things like that. There's no way to sugarcoat it. And the thing is, that gives the other team extra outs, that moves base runners, puts those pitchers in really tough situations to have to try to work through. So you have to be happy to see the defense play really well up into this point, and I think that's helped the pitchers out a little bit as well, get a couple of those big outs they've needed.
Absolutely. The 1-2 is chopped foul on the third base side. Take a look at Walker Ramsey, the starter. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 1. He hit 2 batters as well. But he is in line for the win if the Wolverines can hold on. They have a 9-run lead here in the 6th. It would be Ramsey's first win of the year. The breaking ball misses down and away from Hostert. 2-2 to McPhillips. McPhillips hitting .247, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. The 2-2, a swing and another chopper foul. You got to give this to the Hornets, man. They have great at-bats. They really make the pitcher work.
And the Hornets get another pitcher warming up. It's number 31, Dash Dunham, the left-hander, warming up down in the bullpen for the Hornets.
And if you're given the name Dash, you're saddled with some lofty expectations. There's a ball in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Ryan can, or 3-2. What if you had been named Dash?
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some of my friends and what calling me Dash and.
The 3-2 from Hostert, a swing and a foul down the right field line. Really good at bat here from McPhillips, battling.
It's a great name for the pitcher warming up for Sacramento State.
It is.
For me, I don't know if it fits radio as much as, But I could be wrong, though.
You know what? It could work on the radio. On television, they may look at you or me if we were named, one of us was named Dash, another foul. What? Dash?
It's a great name, though.
It is a great name.
It's a great baseball name.
3-2 to Dylan McPhillips, the sophomore. He is battling. Hostert trying to put him away. 3-2 is line down the left field line. A fair ball. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Eastburn will play the carom. Into second, standing up goes McPhillips. It's a leadoff double. So McPhillips wins the battle. And there's a man on with nobody out in the Hornets' 6th. Aaron Zeidman will be the batter.
Next up for Sac State, number 28, right fielder Aaron Zeidman.
Hostert peers in. 12-3, Utah Valley leading. Here it comes. Zeidman takes a curveball at the belt on the outside corner, called for a strike. Zeidman has grounded into a double play and grounded out just normally into 1 out. He's 0 for 2. The outfield deep and straight away for the Wolverines. The 1-strike pitch in the dirt. It skips to the right of Davis. McPhillips stays put at second. He does not want to take any chances on the base paths with your team trailing by 9 runs. Fans are out on a sunny Sunday afternoon in the shirt sleeves and the shorts, sunbathing. This one skips again to the right of Phillips, a ball in the dirt. He recovers. It's 2-1. Just a beautiful day, the best day we've had all season long.
I'm excited for Tuesday night. I think the weather's going to be great. Fun to have a Pac-12 team in town to kind of end the the home stretch of the regular season.
Here's another ball in the dirt. It gets through the legs of Davis. But again, McPhillips stays put at second, and I don't know if he didn't see that one. That's a ball that he needs to take third on. That's a mistake. He would have been there standing. It would not have been close. That one got halfway to the backstop. And I'm wondering if just McPhillips couldn't see it. If perhaps the batter, the right-handed hitter, Zeidman had blocked his view or something. But he needs to take third on that, especially with less than 2 outs. Here's a ball in the dirt, and it's ball 4. Runners on first and second, and Eric Matson is going to come out and have a word with his right-hander. We'll see. There is a right-hander getting loose for the Wolverines in the bullpen.
Yeah, Travis Parker will start throwing for Utah Valley down in the bullpen. And you have a 9-run lead, Jordan, but we've seen what this Sacramento State team can do offensively, especially when you start getting back into that dangerous part with the top of the lineup. You don't really want to put guys on base for that part of the lineup. One swing of the bat here, 3 runs quickly kind of chips into your lead.
It does, and Matson having a long talk. Andrew Wolverton will come out and break up the meeting. Well, yesterday the Wolverines in track and field won the Western Athletic Conference. So congratulations to them. Outdoor track and field. Is that right?
The men.
The men.
Yep.
The men.
The women, I think, finished second behind, I think, Grand Canyon. So now some of those UVU athletes will wait to see if they get regional bids. When the regionals are in Sacramento.
Fastball in there for a strike to Grubbs. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
Do you know where the NCAAs are held?
Give me a minute. The 0-1 coming from Hostert. 2 men on, nobody out. Grubbs is 0 for 1 with a walk. A breaking ball, I beg your pardon, misses down and away. It's 1-1. I have no idea.
Austin, Texas.
Oh, man. What a town.
The reason why I mentioned that was Eugene, Oregon often. The University of Oregon, a big track and field town, has hosted some of those before.
The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a drive into center, but right at Beltran, moving slightly to his right. He puts it away. Grubbs is retired, and there's one away. Back to the top of the order. And Matt Smith.
Next up for the Hornets, number 24, left fielder Matt Smith.
Smith this afternoon has tripled and scored a run. He's 1 for 3. Smith came up in a huge spot in the 4th inning. The bases were loaded with 2 outs, and he popped up. It was an 8-1 game at the time. Now it is 12-3 Wolverines. The pitch to him, breaking ball, misses down and away from Hostert, 1-0. I don't know if you can name a better college town than Austin, Texas.
Well, it depends on what your criteria is.
Fun. Hostert peers in. Here comes the 1-0. Smith takes a fastball down and in for ball 2. 2-0.
Just pure fun.
Pure fun. Zeidman is at first. He walked. McPhillips is at second. He led this inning off with a double.
You know, the thing is, I've heard nothing but good things about Austin, Texas. Like, I've never heard of somebody going, oh, I have to go to Austin, you know.
Man, what am I going to do? The 2-0 pitch. Down and in, 3-0. Austin, Texas. What is there even to do? What am I going to eat? Just world-class barbecue every day? What am I going to see? Live music every night?
We need to get a series in Austin against University of Texas, Jordan.
I bet we do. The 3-0 pitch. Smith takes a fastball low. He walked him on 4 pitches. Now the bases are loaded. And Dawson Bacho will come to the plate. Well, for the Hornets, this is it right now. This is a huge opportunity to get back in this game. Trailing by 9 runs in the 6th inning, just 1 out. I'll tell you Sacramento is an underrated college town. I really like Sacramento.
I've never been.
Oh, man. You really should go. The pitch to Bacho in there for a called strike. So Hostert finds the strike zone, a big first pitch for him. Bases loaded, 1 out, 12-3 Wolverines. There's a lot to do in Sacramento. I highly recommend the Railroad Museum. I've been there multiple times. The 1-strike pitch. Slider gets away from Davis. It goes all the way to the backstop. Coming in to score is McPhillips, and it is 12-4. The runners, Zeidman and Smith, advance to second and third. So that'll be a wild pitch. 12-4 the score. Wolverines leading. One out. Bacho does not need a base hit to plate another run. The 1-1. Fastball at the knees. Strike 2. And that one was borderline. Bacho thought it was a little low. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. You don't need a hit to score, but Bacho would like one. Obviously, trailing by 8 runs in the 6th inning. The infield is back for Utah Valley. The 1-2 coming. Here it is. A swing and a fly ball down the right field line. Slicing foul. Marco giving chase. Still sprinting. He slides. He can't get to it. Had he caught it, it would have meant a run, as Zeidman would have tagged. As it is, just a strike. It's 1-2. Bacho grounded out in the 3rd inning. He knocked in a run on that ground out. Otherwise, he's 0 for 3. You can go Sacramento. You can go to a River Cats game. Beautiful Rayleigh's Field with the downtown, beyond the view and the bridge beyond center field there. The 1-2 pitch from Hostert. Slider misses outside. 2-2. Bacho came into the ballgame batting .280. 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. One of those home runs came yesterday, a grand slam in the 6th inning that put the Hornets ahead for good. The Wolverines took game 1. The Hornets took game 2. Utah Valley leads game 3, 12-4. The 2-2 to Bacho. A swing and a foul. That's a good fastball in the outside corner that Bacho put an emergency swing on and just got a piece of. Also in Sacramento, the location is great. You're a couple hours from the Bay Area. I don't know if you can beat it, Ryan. Best whack town next to Orem.
I was gonna say you might have about 8 other people or eight other schools that would make that claim.
A swing and a foul back.
Because I've heard good things about Riverside, Las Cruces, Greeley.
Listen. Before we go anywhere, the best town in the WAC, it's not close. It's Seattle. Let's just put that out there. We're working at 2nd place. Seattle's number 1.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is good. Seattle's still number 1. 2-2 to Bacho. You've been to Seattle. Do I really have to make an argument for Seattle?
I went was it September? Yeah, I think I went end of September, right before second to last day of the Major League Baseball season.
Catching M's game up there, the 2-2. Here it is. Bacho takes a slider just off the outside corner. Ball 3, and the count is full.
Yeah, it was cool. Did a lot of the touristy stuff while we were down there, and which is cool. Went to the Space Needle and the market, just kind of stuff like that. Just had a good time. We had pretty good weather too, as good as Seattle can be probably in September.
3-2 pitch from Hostert. Curveball, chopped to third. Leaping is Estrada. He gloves it, goes to first for the out. It was hit to third base, so the runner over there, Zeidman, could not take home. So Bacho, an unproductive out, and there are 2 down. That's a nice job by Estrada. Not an easy play. That was a high chopper hit out in front of home plate. And Estrada had to time the hop, and he did it perfectly. So 2 on, 2 outs. 1 run in here in the 6th inning for the Hornets. 12-4, Utah Valley leading. Here is Keith Torres. He has been hot at the plate today. He swings at the first pitch, though, and pops it up. Shallow left center field. Beltran coming in. Battling the sun is Howell, the shortstop. It'll be Howell. And he makes the grab. The Hornets get 1, but they strand 2 runners in scoring position. A nice job by Hostert to work around the jam. We go to the last of the 6th inning. It's the Wolverines 12, the Hornets 4.
ERA, making his 12th appearance. No saves for the left-hander. He's gone 8 innings, allowed 10 hits, 4 runs all earned. 8 walks to 6 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .323 off the left-hander, who's going to come in to get Mick Madsen, who's having a 3-for-3 afternoon at the ballpark today. Madsen, Polson, and Davis coming up here for Utah Valley.
12-4, the Wolverines with a commanding lead. They would like to add on here. If they can put up a 2 spot, they can wrap it up in the last half of the 7th inning, or the top half of the 7th possibly. Fastball in there for a called strike from Dunham. The tall left-hander, 6 feet 6 inches, 212 pounds, a sophomore out of Redondo Beach, California. The 0-1 to Matson, and it goes to the backstop. Whoa, look out. Dunham just uncorked one there. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matson. A swing and a line drive right at Torres at shortstop, 1 away. So that's how it goes. Matson hit that one on the screws right at Torres. Matson picked up an RBI in his last at-bat on a Texas leaguer into right field. It all evens out. Here's Polson. Dunham, the last time he pitched was on Tuesday against Nevada. Went an inning, struck out 1, no hits, no runs. From the stretch, he comes set and delivers a fastball that Polson swings through, strike 1. Polson doubled in 2 runs. That was in the 1st inning when the Wolverines put up a 4 spot. They have led this entire game. Polson has been on base 3 times. He's been hit by a pitch and walked as well. He takes a strike, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2. The Hornets trying to stay alive. This is the rubber game of this series. 0-2. Lefty on righty, the pitch. A fastball at 90 miles an hour, misses high and away. And it's 1-2. Bases empty, 1 out in the last of the 6th inning. 12-4, Utah Valley leading. The 1-2 fastball swung on and fouled back. I just noticed one of the, the players for each team have to sit behind home plate, a couple of them, and chart pitches the entire game. And the Hornets, one of the Hornet players, I don't know who this is. He's my kind of guy, though. He's behind home plate. He's got the feet up on the seats in front of him, enjoying a San Pellegrino sparkling water. The 1-2, a fastball up high. It's 2-2. That image right there, Ryan, that is all I want out of life. That is it.
Good weather in baseball and,
And a San Pellegrino. I love it. 2-2 pitch. Fastball come. Whoa! That fastball was up and in. Strike 3 called by Andrew Wolverton. Polson is stunned, and so am I. That was not a strike. And we haven't seen that called a strike all day. Yikes. 2 away. So here's Davis with nobody on.
I think Cade Polson just kind of standing there kind of in some shock, like, really? But nonetheless right there, Andrew Wolverton right there to see that one.
Davis today is getting his first start of the season. Dunham throws a curveball there. It went off the glove of Bacho into the backstop, really high ball that just maybe slipped out of his hands. Davis, for his first start of the year, has had a great day. 2 RBIs. He is 1 for 3. The 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball misses up high. 2-0. Davis has been hurt most of this season. In there today, giving Sims a day off. The day game after a 2 p.m. start yesterday. Fastball right there on the inner half. Davis takes it for strike one. It's 2-1. 12-4, Utah Valley. Bases empty, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and in. 3-1 to Davis. Should Davis reach, it would be Estrada. Davis came into this game having had just 1 at-bat all year. He was 0 for 1. The 3-1 to him. Fastball just catches the outside corner, and the count is full. The Hornets in the 7th inning will have Moretto, Vincelli Samard, and Wallstad due up. 3-2 pitch to Davis. Fastball outside. Ball 4. A 2-out walk issued by Dash Dunham. And here is Estrada. Estrada doubled in a couple runs back in that 3-run Wolverine 3rd inning. The Wolverines have scored at least 1 run in all 5 innings today. We are in the 6th. They have not scored this inning, though. Davis at first. He is held on by Wallstad. 2 outs. The pitch. Estrada takes a fastball down and in for ball 1. The outfield is fairly shallow all the way around. Grubbs, the center fielder, is shading Estrada toward right center. The 1-0 pitch from Dunham. Misses high and away. 2-0. Cody Hall is on deck. We'll see if the Wolverines send Cole Hostert, the senior, back out to the mound in the top half of the 7th. There is a right-hander getting loose for Utah Valley in the pen. A 2-0 fastball catches the inside corner. It is 2 balls, 1 strike to Paul Estrada, who came into the ballgame batting .205. 1 homer, 5 runs, batted in for the senior out of Long Beach. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and lifted into center field. Going back is Grubbs after he initially broke in. He makes the grab and the inning is over. So the Hornets blank Utah Valley for the first time this afternoon. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the 7th inning. It's Utah Valley 12, Sacramento State 4.
Activities and abilities. Intermountain Healthcare, Utah Valley Sports Medicine, helping people live the healthiest lives possible.
Don't forget, fans, to stick around after the ball game for our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game award ceremony. That's what I'm going with. Wilkinson's Trophy will hand out our Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Travis Parker, the new right-hander for Utah Valley. This will be his 18th appearance of the season. He has a 6.98 earned run average. He's walked 21, struck out 23. Opponents are hitting .265 off the right-hander. Parker has pitched well as of late, though. So he will face Moretto, Vincelli, Samard, and Wallstad here in the 7th. 12-4, Utah Valley leading. And it is my great pleasure to send it over to Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan. Stephen Moretto stands in the box here for Sacramento State. Travis Parker, the right-hander, ready to come home as to deliver his first pitch of the afternoon. He starts him off there with, I believe, a curveball for strike one. No balls and a strike here on Stephen Moretto. Moretto has lined out to third and flown out twice to Michael Beltran in center field this afternoon. Travis Parker ready to go, kicks and delivers this one, and that one will get to the backstop for ball one. Count evens up here, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sacramento State, after today's ball game, they'll be home for St. Mary's on Tuesday night and then host Grand Canyon before making the trek down to Mesa for the WAC tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike. They count the pitch inside and tight, and Moretto able to turn out of the way for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The count here on Moretto. Another left-hander throwing down in the Sacramento State bullpen.
An update on the out-of-town scoreboard. New Mexico State has lengthened their lead over Seattle 2-0.
There's a pop-up over towards first. Cade Polson's going to give it a look on the warning track in foul territory. Makes the catch, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 7th inning.
2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd in Seattle. Grand Canyon leads Northern Colorado 11-1. That game in the last of the 3rd inning. And UT Rio Grande Valley has gotten a couple runs back. They lead CSU Bakersfield 6-3. That game in the 4th inning. So good news for the Wolverines on both fronts. New Mexico State is winning, and Bakersfield is losing.
Martin Vincelli Samard stands in the box. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, a fly out, and a home run in his last at bat. First pitch there, a fastball at 92 miles an hour, misses for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, the count on Vincelli Samard. Infield back for Utah Valley here in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch on its way again, another 91 mile an hour fastball for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, the count here on Vincelli Samard. Travis Parker, working pretty much exclusively from the stretch, comes home, and that one in there at the knees called strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Martin Vincelli Samard. Ryan Wallstad waits on deck. Ready to go, the pitch on its way. That one right on the outside corner. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Vincelli Samard. Nice job by Travis Parker to come in the ball game and try and see what he can do here in the 7th inning. Sacramento State with 4 runs on 6 hits today. That one's popped up. Travis Parker sprinting off the mound. Cade Polson coming in. He'll slide in the warning track, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Not an easy play, but Polson able to find a way to make that sliding catch for out number 2.
That is extra difficult because Polson knows that he has that dugout screen coming right up to him. So if you slide at the wrong time or don't slide at all, you could get yourself injured. That was a perfect play. What a play by Cade Polson.
Ryan Wallstad stands in. Wallstad is 1 for 2. A walk, a single, and a fly out. Ready to go here in the first pitch, right on the outside corner. This one a called strike, and it's 0-1. Travis Parker ready to go to work right here. He would love a quick inning. The 0-1 pitch inside and tight. That one, though, bounces in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count here on Ryan Wallstad. It's amazing how quickly the college baseball season can go. The 1-1 pitch, as that one's popped up and sent foul. This is already game number, I think, about 50 on the schedule. 50, well, no, actually, it's probably game about 51 or so on the schedule for the year. Yeah, game number 51.
I know what you're trying to say, and I'll miss you too, Ryan.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count, and that one's right on the low and inside corner for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, it'll be a fun off season for us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is our off season, Jordan, begins when we get the really nice weather here in Utah.
Hey.
The 2-2 pitch, there's a curveball outside ball 3, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But it goes by so quickly. You start thinking in March, we have 20 some odd of these broadcasts a year, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're thinking, boy, there's 1 and 2 left. And there's a 3-2 curveball in the outside corner, freezes Wallstead, and he's down on strikes, and the 7th inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Utah Valley in a commanding 12-4 lead here on Sacramento State on the WAC Digital Network.
Now pitching for Sacramento State, number 34, left-handed Nick Tabura.
New pitcher on for Sacramento State. It is the left-hander, Nick Tabura. This will be his 8th appearance of the season. He's actually been a starter. He has started 4 games. He has a 5.87 earned run average. He's only thrown 7 2/3 innings. Walked 6, struck out 10. Opponents are hitting just 194 off the lefty. 6'3", 199-pound junior out of Hawaii. So he will face Cody Hall to lead off the 7th inning.
So Hall, Howell, and Beltran coming up for Utah Valley here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tabura, the left-hander, ready to go. And we're set and ready to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch on its way. Cody Hall takes the first pitch fastball outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Hall has grounded out, singled, and grounded out on the afternoon, hitting in that 9 spot for the Wolverines. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, and Hall swings and pops this one up. It's on the infield. It's going to be Moreto over at third base, and he will make the catch for the first out of the inning. That is not as easy as a play as you might think on a day like today, and you look up into that dead blue sky. It's easy to lose the baseball on a day like today. And with 1 gone, here's shortstop Trevor Howell. Howell, well, he's 3 for 4, 2 singles, 3 runs scored, including his 2nd home run of the season back in the 2nd inning. Ready to go. The first pitch on its way to Howell, and he takes that one just below the belt for a called strike. No balls and a strike here on Trevor Howell.
An update on the out-of-town scoreboard. UT Rio Grande Valley leading CSU Bakersfield 6-4. So the runner's not quitting down in Edinburgh, or out there in Bakersfield, rather.
Ready to go here with the 0-1 pitch, and Howell takes that one outside. Evens the count up at 1-1.
The Wolverines are currently a game back of CSU Bakersfield for 6th place in the WAC, but the 5 seed in the tournament. The top 6 teams go to Mesa.
Ready to go with the 1-1 pitch. That one low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Trevor Howell. And the tough part is with CSU Bakersfield having the tie break with Utah Valley, that's essentially like adding another game of a hurdle kind of a thing. So very easily could be where Utah Valley and we put in a must-win situation now at UTRGV. Howell swings and hits this one well to left field. Smith going back to the track, to the wall. Goodbye. A solo home run from Trevor Howell, his second of the day, number 3 on the year, and it's 13-4 Utah Valley. Well, we knew Trevor Howell was starting to swing a hot bat, but not known for a ton of power. And right there, his second of the ball game, and his 4th time he's touched home here, and that will bring up Michael Beltran with 1 out.
Well, with the score 13-4 now, the Wolverines can end it with 1 swing of the bat.
The left-hander, Tabura, stands in. Beltran 1 for 4 today, a double and a run scored back in the first. And there he'll take a first pitch called strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-1 the count here on Beltran.
Beltran could end it. He did hit a home run yesterday.
He got a pitch up in the strike zone. I think it was in the 8th inning, too. As Beltran this time, he'll go down the right field line. Did he keep it fair? He did. That's going to be extra bases. Beltran around first, digging for second. The relay throw is cut off by the second baseman, McPhillips. And the winning run for Utah Valley in scoring position out at second base.
Great job by Beltran, again, going the other way. That looked a lot like his double back in the first inning.
And Ryan Eastburn now will be the hitter. That is the 17th hit for Utah Valley on the day. It has been a nice offensive day for Utah Valley. The last time Utah Valley had 2 players go deep in the same game, Payson Hayes earlier this year against Grand Canyon. So that's what I don't have here. I'm just trying to look to see the amount of hits in a ball game.
As you look at that, the outfielders for Sacramento State, they'll come in and play rather shallow because a base hit here ends the game. So anything that Eastburn can hit into a gap would also end the ball game.
Eastburn with 3 singles on the day and 3 RBI. The first pitch, high and outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. He had a 2-run single back in the first inning, and then in the 5th had an RBI base hit. Here in this lefty versus lefty matchup, Michael Beltran, the runner out at second base. If he scores, the game will end in the 10-run rule. Ready to go, Tabura working here from the stretch. Takes a long look in behind the plate. Checks the runner and delivers the pitch home to Eastburn. This one high above the belt for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Eastburn. The dangerous Alexander Marco looming on deck for the Wolverines.
This season, Eastburn has struggled against left-handers. However, he did pick up the 2 RBI single in the first off a lefty.
2 balls and no strikes the count. Ready to go. The pitch to Eastburn, low and outside, ball 3. And the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes on Ryan Eastburn.
If you're Tabura, you'd like to go after Eastburn just because it's lefty on lefty, but first base is open. And with 1 out, a walk here does not kill you.
Ready to go. Tabura working from the stretch, looks in, has what he wants, checks the runner at second. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 4, and Ryan Eastburn is aboard for the 4th time this afternoon. And here comes Alexander Marco. Marco 1 for 4. 2 flyouts, a ground out, and a single to Alexander's name today. He'll stand in.
I say that walk doesn't kill you if you're Sacramento State because now a ground ball gets you out of the inning.
For the Hornets in the 8th, it would be 7, 8, 9, McPhillips, Zeidman, and Grubbs coming up. Working here from the stretch. Ready to come home. The first pitch to Alexander Marco is a fastball outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. No action in the Sacramento State bullpen. So right now, the game is in the hands here of the left-hander on the mound. Ready to go here from the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch about ready to come to Marco. That one's right on the corner, but this time it cuts in at the last minute for a called strike. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tabura working here with runners on at first and second. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. A 13-4 lead for Utah Valley. They'll step off the mound here and Marco out of the box. One more here from UCCU Ballpark on Tuesday night. 6 p.m. first pitch against the Washington State Cougars. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high above the letters for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The last time Utah Valley played Washington State, Utah Valley went and played a 4-game series up in Pullman. Go Marco! And that series did not go in the favor of Utah Valley. They were swept in that 4-game series back on March 10th through March 12th of 2017. The 2-1 pitch, Marco swings and hits this one to left. Coming in, and it is going to fall fair. Coming around third is Beltran. The throw to the plate is going to one-hop, and Beltran is safe, and the ball game is over. Alexander Marco brings home Beltran, and Utah Valley will win this one by a final of 14-4 with the, guess you call that a walk-off there for Alexander Marco, as Beltran scores, and Utah Valley does a nice job winning 2 out of 3 here against Sacramento State. And they put themselves in a very nice position to be one step closer to locking up a berth in the WAC tournament here in just a couple of weeks down in Mesa. 14-4 your final. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have our post-game show, including our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. This is Utah Valley University Baseball on GoUVU.com and the WAC Digital Network.
Or stop by the UCCU Ballpark ticket office on your way out. Travel home.
Welcome back into UCCU Ballpark. I am Jordan Bianucci alongside Ryan Pickens. The Wolverines win Game 3 of this series, 14-4 over Sacramento State. And Ryan, they take the series 2-1, and that is a big-time series win for this team.
Well, for Utah Valley, when you look at their season, when kind of things, especially in conference play, there's just been times when Utah Valley's been on the receiving end of what Sacramento State had today. And you have to credit Utah Valley for kind of staying involved, staying active, and trying to do their very best each and every ball game. And really, for Utah Valley, I think today it kind of finally paid off. When you look through this box score, Jordan, 18 hits and 36 at-bats. I mean, that's the thing. Today was the perfect kind of example, Jordan, where you talked about if the offense had been able to put up some more runs and the pitching just had been a little bit better this year, some of these losses that Utah Valley have would have turned into victories, because when you're scoring 14 runs and knocking out 17 hits or 18 hits, it's hard to beat the other team. And really just a great all-around effort today from Utah Valley.
Indeed. One particular Wolverine had a tremendous day at the plate, and that was Trevor Howell. 2 home runs on the day for Howell. He goes 4 for 5 with a couple of RBIs as the leadoff man.
Yeah, we talked about it. He got off to a really uncharacteristical slow start, but if there's a time of the year, Jordan, when I want Trevor Howell at its best, it's a day like today where he has a shot to go deep twice on his kind of senior weekend kind of idea here. Goes deep twice, and both of his home runs, neither of them was a cheap shot. I mean, he got all of it. But the thing that I like to see, Jordan, 4 for 5, 4 runs scored, played some great defense, and that's one of the biggest things that we haven't talked about yet. Utah Valley, no errors in the entire series. They played some great defense behind their pitchers.
They did indeed. Trevor Howell is our player of the game, sponsored by Wilkinson's Trophy. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Another guy that had a great day was Ramsey. Walker Ramsey picks up his first win of the season in his last appearance at UCCU Ballpark as a senior. What a day for Ramsey. Hopefully one he'll remember for a long time. Let's take a look at the final totals. Utah Valley with 14 runs on 18 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. Sacramento State with 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. They left 8 on base. I mentioned Ramsey got the win. He improves to 1-6. Rodriguez gets the loss. He falls to 6-5. No save on the day. Sacramento State falls to 16-8 in conference play and 31-20 overall. This is a big series loss for the Hornets, with New Mexico State currently leading Seattle 4-0. The Hornets are in danger of falling 2 games back of the first place Aggies. Utah Valley, on the other hand, they improved to 13-36 and 9-15 in WAC play, and they are fairly secure right now in that last seed spot for the WAC tournament in Mesa. Of course, it all depends what happens next weekend with the Wolverines heading to UTRGV. The time of this ball game was 2 hours and 36 minutes. It was a 7-run, 10-run rule game. The official paid attendance is 502. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night right here from UCCU Ballpark. Washington State comes into town for a midweek matchup. It will be the last home game for the Wolverines. So if you're in the area, come out to the game. If you're not, tune in to GoUVU. We will have first pitch at 6 o'clock in the evening. Well, for my broadcast partner, Ryan Pickens, I am Jordan Bianucci saying good afternoon from UCCU Ballpark. Once again, the final, Utah Valley 14, Sacramento State 4.